What is up, guys? I'm Daddy Gamer Fred, back again with another Nintendo Switch news update video. Today's news is coming from GameSpot.com. I'm gonna have a link in the description to the article just in case you want to check it out. But it basically goes over the idea of Star Wars Battlefront II coming to the Nintendo Switch, with Star Wars Battlefront II being the probably one of the biggest games that's coming out this fall, this holiday season. Everyone's asking, why is it on the Nintendo Switch? It's kind of, some people obviously know this answer, and for obvious reasons, the Nintendo Switch is not powerful enough, or whatever the case may be. They probably had this game in development before they even got their hands on the Switch. They said they're gonna bring out FIFA and then test the waters on the Switch. There's a lot of reasons why EA initially not putting the game on the Switch. Let's jump into the article and find out the definitive answer from EA themselves. Now, again, this is coming from GameStop. It says a Nintendo Switch version of Star Wars Battlefront II could happen, but it doesn't sound likely. Speaking to GameSpot this week, Motive Studios producer David said EA will consider a Switch version if we see opportunities. I'm going to continue with his statement. It says, this is something we will explore if we see opportunities there, but it is not something that is on the books right now. He also explained that Star Wars Battlefront 2 launches for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC in November. A Switch version, if it does happen, would presumably come out after that. Battlefront 2 runs on a EA Frostbite engine, which hasn't been used for any Switch games so far. The Switch version of FIFA 18 uses a custom engine, where the PS4 and Xbox One versions uses Frostbite. Now, we've seen the issue with FIFA 18 launch and it basically being not the same version, of course, graphical wise, but also not having a ton of game modes that you can see in the, basically the console versions. Well, the PS4 and Xbox One. I don't want to say console, that the Switch version isn't a console version. It's a hybrid version, you could say, of a console and a mobile, even though I exclusively use it as a mobile device. But basically, the Switch version of FIFA 18 didn't come with the bells and whistles of the PS4 and Xbox One version, and that is kind of a telltale sign that EA, while they are going to be bringing games in the future, I think, to the Nintendo Switch, I don't think that FIFA 18 is going to be the last game that we see from EA on the Nintendo Switch. But with that being said, them not being able to bring over their premier engine on the Nintendo Switch does see an issue of games being strictly, ported from one device to another. With these games coming out on PC, it should be relatively easy to just downgrade the graphics and stuff like that to port it over. We've seen games like Skyrim, games like Doom, games that, potentially Wolfenstein, that, Bethesda doesn't have a problem bringing over, because it's just from what I'm not no game developer, but from what I've seen, it's just a scale, a slide bar that you just slide down the graphics, and hopefully it runs better with the graphics down on that unpowerful hardware. I have a shitty PC. I'm able to run Skyrim on it, but it's not, the most dope HD looking version of the Skyrim that I could possibly be playing. Of course, limited to what my PC can push out. I played on a, good, basically, balance of graphical power that it can push. But with that being said, that's exactly what they need to do with the Frostbite engine, and trying to bring it over to the Nintendo Switch doesn't look like it's going to be happening, because again, if that was the case of them just copying that Frostbite engine and dropping it into a Nintendo Switch game, we would have seen that happen with FIFA 18. The fact that they had to go out their way and build a whole custom engine for that version of the game is a telltale sign that they can't bring it over, and also a telltale sign that they're not going to be interested in putting the money and the funds into actually doing that. So we are going to be seeing custom versions of these games from the ground up on the Nintendo Switch. So the idea of Battlefront 2 coming, again, he already said that the PS4, Xbox One versions and the PC versions are coming out in November. If they would to start working on a Switch version today, it will come out probably in a couple of years, like, and that is going to be upsetting, of course, to players that probably move on to Battlefront 3 by that time. And the thought of them actually trying to bring Battlefront 2 to the Nintendo Switch is a pipe dream, and kind of sucks for people like me who do own a Nintendo Switch. And I would tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind taking a downgrade drop just to be able to play that campaign on the go. Not too much to the multiplayer stuff, because if I am sitting at home playing the multiplayer stuff, why not have the graphics? Why not play it on the PS4? So I do see that point of it. But when it comes to that single player game, that single player story mode, I do want to delve into it, and I do wish I was able to take that with me on the go, especially with someone like me who is on the go most of the time. Continuing on with the article, it says EA and other publishers often speak about the platform being agnostic, which is a way of saying that they want to be wherever the consumer is. If any platform has a large enough install base, you can expect publishers to want to bring the games to it. While the Switch offers a solid start and has sold 4.7 million units as the end of June, the latest available reporting period, that pales in comparison to the install base of the PS4 and Xbox One, while the PC market is of course massive as well. There is also the matter of the Switch horsepower compared to those other platforms. Again, basically summing up what I said, they're gonna go with the money at, and I don't blame EA for doing that. They make close to probably billions of dollars a year on their games from that they sell on PS4, Xbox One, PC respectively. They don't really need to dabble in another marketplace, even though they're clearly saying they would if the consumers are there. There are consumers there on the Nintendo Switch, and there are consumers that do want those games on those products on the Nintendo Switch. Like me, I can't wait for Madden Switch, because to me, that's going to change the game. I can take my Madden career on the road with me. Yes. That's what I want, EA. But the fact that you guys are actually having issues bringing those games over because of the engine is running on and stuff like that, and you guys don't want to bring it over. I mean, 4.1 million units. Saying that's a large number. That is a large number, but does that mean 4.1 million games sold? Probably not. Even though that the Nintendo Switch, we are seeing games like Zelda and probably Mario, which are gonna basically anyone who has a Switch has those games. So we do see a huge, basically, not markup, but we do see a huge percentage of people who do own the Nintendo Switch buying tons of games for it. I mean, I'm personally not one of them. I don't have a huge Nintendo Switch library. The games I do dabble in, if I don't like it, I am one of those people who will bring it back and sell the game, like I did with ARMS, like I did with Splatoon. But to me, like, the Nintendo Switch is a hardware that I prefer over the other two, just for the fact that I have a little daughter running around, and I can, potentially take out the Joy-Cons, put them in one pocket, put the Nintendo Switch system in another pocket, and I could, basically run around with her and not have to worry about her, tripping over a controller wire, her accidentally pressing the off button on the TV or on the PS4 console, which she does all the time, which... But anyway, that's besides the point. The idea of bringing Star Wars Battlefront 2 is not a lost case, but if it was to happen, it would happen years from now. And the fact that they are still having troubles bringing, the Frostbite engine, and the fact that, it would be a different game because they would have to rework it for the Nintendo Switch. Are we seeing the Nintendo Switch version of Star Wars Battlefront 2? I think my definitive answer to that question will have to be no. And it's kind of upsetting because, the Nintendo Switch is my console of choice going forward, especially if their game comes out on all platforms. I mean, unless it's a multiplayer heavy game. Say, for example, something like Call of Duty. It's something I enjoy the single player campaign, but I do enjoy the multiplayer more. It kind of gives it its legs. I would not be picking up that on the Nintendo Switch, because if I am going to be playing at home for the multiplayer, why not get the hardware pusher version on the PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox, or Xbox One X. I don't see me making that decision on that. But something that I only play single player on, like Madden, like I don't jump online on Madden. I would totally love a Nintendo Switch version to take that with me anywhere I go. And if I do want to go home and pop it in, boom, I got a home version as well. So let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this whole Star Wars Battlefront 2 not coming to the Nintendo Switch, even though it could potentially, probably coulda, shoulda. If it does run on the PC, they could just, like, you know, make the graphics look not terrible, but to make it again squeeze on the Nintendo Switch. Again, I'm not a game developer. I don't actually know how that works. But with a game like Skyrim and Doom being able to do that, I don't see why this couldn't do that. But again, it does run on the Frostbite engine, and they can't get the Frostbite engine to work on the Nintendo Switch for whatever reason, and that's kind of upsetting. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. Your thoughts on EA bringing games to Nintendo Switch. What EA titles would you want them to see to bring to the Switch? I think no-brainers are just, you know, games that we've seen last gen, even though, like, you know, we've been seeing tons of ports of, you know, AC, Assassin's Creed stuff, and, you know, massive Bioshock and Mass Effect. I think these are clearly games that they can bring over, and that would do well on the Nintendo Switch. It would, you know, show fans that, yeah, EA, while just bringing ports over, is supporting the console, kinda, but at the same time, people are cramming for, you know, games on the Nintendo Switch. And yeah, we are seeing tons of throwback games on the Nintendo Switch, like LA Noire coming out, Skyrim, you know, even Doom from last year. So why not, EA, jump in that classic pool and get one of these, you know, games, revive it. Like Bioshock Infinite will be a day one buy for me, you know, and I don't understand why they're not pulling the trigger on that and bringing these type of games. But again, let me know in the comment section below what game you want to see from EA's library on the Nintendo Switch, if you had a basically magic wand to just shit out any fucking game from Star Wars Battlefront 2. So let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on it, your thoughts on them trying, well, basically throwing the idea on the table to bring a Star Wars Battlefront 2 to the Nintendo Switch, even though it probably won't happen. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm Daddy Gamer Fred on Instagram and Twitter. Like always, you can bring the conversation there. I'm the American Gamer in Switzerland, right here on YouTube. And yes, I'm going to be doing a ton of these Nintendo Switch news update videos. The best way to watch them all is with a subscription. So please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the like button, because it does help me out a ton as far as growing the channel is concerned. Peace. I'm going to see you guys on the next Nintendo Switch news update video.